my pause. We have a theme today around the seasonal transition, and so it's kind of an interesting thing because it seems just like a no-brainer, but it's also a time to really kind of plug into how we're feeling, how we're sensing. Whether there's physical things going on in the body, I certainly feel certain random things, and sometimes you can't pinpoint it, and then I go, oh well, sometimes it's just, this is the flow, this is sort of that cycle of life and what's happening right now. And so this notion of allowing, of going through that process, and allowing, of course, these practices like we're doing here today to support you and support me. So just kind of, always tapping into what's available to us. And that could be even just something as simple as a deep breath, taking that pause. So as you settle in here, maybe taking a seat, or maybe you're low to the earth, you would like to be in a child's pose or extended child's pose, or even lying on your back if it's kind of a wake up slow, or even coming off of that run earlier and taking it slow as you get started here. Just take your time as you maybe take the eyelids to close, find a little length in the spine, little spaciousness between each vertebra. And settling in, allowing shoulders to drop away from the ears, or just to create some space here. So even if you're not seated, feeling that upper back body relax down. If we're in extended child's pose or child's pose, breathing down, feeling that openness in the hips. And if it's a little creaky to start here, all good, totally makes sense. We'll start to tap into those sensations of the body gently, without any judgment. This is just where we are today. And eventually, if you're not already tapping into the breath, feeling that nice full breath, or maybe it's not so full to start, but feeling that breath and identifying it with each inhale and exhale. So maybe as we dive in today, we take this theme of transition and flow, perhaps this notion of allowing, of tapping into what we need when we need it. You can take these ideas, these notions with you through your practice. Starting to deepen the breath just a little bit more here. Taking a nice long exhale when it comes. And an opportunity here as we get started to perhaps hold an intention for yourself, for your practice. It might be a simple mantra of, I allow time for pause. Perhaps just simply, I allow. All right, holding that in your heart, or even just letting it go if nothing came to mind, all good. We'll take another nice full breath in as it comes. Nice big inhale here. On your exhale, let it go nice and slow. We're going to come up to a seat to start, so I encourage you to take your time getting there. Nice and slow to rise, maybe cross-legged, or maybe one foot in front of the other. Whatever feels good here. You can always come to a chair as well. We'll sit up nice and tall, starting to draw the chin to the chest, feeling that nice stretch in the back of the neck. As you're ready, starting to lift the gaze, lift it about 3/4 of the way up. Drawing it back down, chin to chest. Do a couple more like that, lifting it up. Take this on your pace here. So maybe you're marrying this with the breath, or maybe not. Next time you draw chin to chest, let's roll that right ear over to the right shoulder. So right ear hovers over right shoulder. We draw that left shoulder actively down. Starting to guide the chin back through center, all the way arcing through till left ear is over left shoulder, finding space in the right side of the neck and breathing here. Let's take the chin back down to center and then go ahead and lift it up, taking your gaze straight out in front of you, and we'll now look past the right shoulder, or at least in that general direction. And now all the way through center until you're looking past the left shoulder. A couple more like that on your pace. So just looking side to side. Once you feel satisfied and you've evened it out on both sides, a little freestyle. So if you kind of like that tick-tocking motion, you might stay here, rocking side to side. You might draw circles with the nose one way and then the other. Take whatever you need here. Waking up through the neck, the upper back body. And from here, when you feel satisfied, let's take that gaze back to center. We're going to dive into the shoulders here. So instead of just standard shoulder rolls today, we'll go ahead, bring the palms and forearms together in front of the chest. So kind of like prayer hands here, hands in front of the face. On your next inhale, lifting the elbows, opening up, cactus arms, big opening in the chest. Maybe look up. As you exhale, bringing the arms back together, rounding through in front of the body. Nice job. Keep it going. Inhale, lift the elbows, open up. Exhale, bringing them back together, taking it at your pace once again. Integrating breath with movement here. Let's do one more wherever you're at. Nice job. As you come back to center here, let's release that left palm to the right knee. Swim the right fingertips behind. Find a nice weightedness in the hips here as you lift up nice and tall through the crown of the head. Find your inhale in to lengthen and your exhale to dive into your twist. So just getting started, let's take this nice and gentle here, not cranking back. Awesome, let's go ahead, come through center, spiraling all the way around until right hands to left knee and those left fingertips behind. Once again, inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. Excellent. Come back to your seat here. We're going to take it forward onto all fours, finding a tabletop position. No rush getting there. Start to plant those palms underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. Gaze is straight down here. We find that nice long line all the way from the crown of the head to the base of the spine here. And taking your next full breath in, dip the belly, lift the chin. Exhaling to round through, chin to chest, lift the spine. Keeping it going at your pace once again, your breath. Nice expansiveness through the front body on that inhale and expanding through the back body on that exhale. Always welcome to make this your own. So that might include a little hip bump side to side or hip circles or even shaking the head loose. So this is not a particular form that you must do, merely suggested. You might even pause in tabletop, focusing on the breath. We're just here for one more breath cycle. Eventually inhaling to come back to your flat back. Go ahead and walk the palms out just a little bit wider than your shoulders here. We'll start to curl the toes under and start to lift the hips up to your downward facing dog. So Right away, the legs, the feet might be speaking to you. And if that's the case, no worries. Maybe start to walk it out just a little bit with the heels, drawing each one down toward the mat. Maybe you take really deep bend in the knees here, lifting the corners or the hip creases up. Again, feeling it out. Keep that breath flowing here. Nice breath cycle in and out. Nice and slow, start to take it up for a walk to come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Once you arrive, the placement of the feet is up to you. So maybe they're together, they might be separated. You might take a generous bend in the knees here, starting to target all the way from the soles of the feet, nice and rooted, up through the legs, through the low back, starting to find that release down, down, down the spine to the neck, crown of the head releases down. We might be grabbing opposite elbows here. That's always an option to find a little sway side to side or shaking the head loose. So take what you need here. All right, come on back to stillness if you're in motion, and release the hands down toward the mat if they're not already. We'll take a nice deep bend in the knees here, rooting down through all corners of the feet and starting to roll up nice and slow to come to Tadasana, your mountain pose. Feel that energetic lift pressing you up here. Eventually stacking the spine, open through the chest. Stand up nice and tall. You got it. Embracing this pause here before we dive in, before we flow. Nice full breath in as it comes. Take that grounding breath out. On your breath, inhaling to sweep the hands up to the sky, big reach. We'll hinge forward at the hips. Exhale, dive to forward fold. Inhale, rise up, halfway lift, flat back position. And exhale, fold. You got it, root to rise. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold. Once more. Inhale, rise up. Big reach, big breath. Exhale, fold. Inhaling to rise up. And exhaling to release. Fingertips to the mat this time. Let's keep that left foot where it's at and step the right toes all the way back. Low lunge. Drop that back knee down. Pausing here, pressing into the sole of that left foot, feeling a little rise from the pelvic floor here. So nice and light through heart center for one more breath in. We're gonna exhale to step it back up. So exhale, right foot comes back up to meet the left, forward fold. We'll interlace the fingers behind the low back and inhale, draw the knuckles up. Exhale, fold forward. Release the hands down. Inhale, sweeping up to chair pose, Utkatasana. We'll sink in a little lower on the exhale. And now press up, rise up tall, reach, inhale. Let it all go, forward fold, exhale it out. Inhale, come on up, flat back. And exhale, fold. Back to the low lunge on the left side this time. We'll step the left toes back, drop that back knee down. There you go. Nice and lifted through the heart here, pressing into the sole of that right foot for one more breath in. As you exhale and step it up, take it back to your forward fold. We'll interlace fingers behind the low back once again and inhale to draw the knuckles up. Exhale, crown of the head is heavy. Release the hands, bring it up to chair. Dive in, exhale. Rise up tall and strong, inhale in. Exhale, palms come together here, lowering to heart center. Mountain pose. Take that pause, take that breath. Maybe lower the shoulders down actively away from the ears. Our first few tastes of the breath with movement here. How's it treating you? Where's the energy level today? And again, just check-in points, not judgment points, just spots to notice. All right, on our next breath in, we drop the fingertips down to come up and reach up and overhead. Pause here. Grabbing the left wrist with the right hand, reach up and over the body here. So finding this nice stretch in the left side body. Nice and rooted through both feet. We've got an option here to perhaps step the left foot behind the right. Let me make sure you can see me okay. From a couple angles, there you go. So crossing left foot behind the right leg here, if you wish, perhaps deepening the stretch, feeling that stretch all the way from fingertips to toes. Continue to breathe, one more breath in, you got it. We'll exhale, come back to center, continue to reach overhead as you inhale. Take that right hand now, right wrist, reaching up and over. We can keep both feet planted here, all good. Or maybe stepping left foot behind the right. I meant to say right foot behind the left. And finding that nice deep stretch from fingertips to toes. Let's take another breath in. Exhale, come back to center. Beautiful. One more full inhale. Find extension through the fingertips. And we release everything. Come down, forward fold. Beautiful. Full inhale sends you up halfway. And exhale, fold. This time as fingertips come to the mat, we'll step the right toes back once again, drop that back knee down. So we're back in our low lunge. This time back foot can be, toes, can be curled under or on flat on top of that foot. So wherever you feel nice and grounded through that back foot. We'll take a nice full inhale as it comes here in our lunge. We're gonna sink the hips back on the exhale, draw the left toes toward the face, come into a little half splits here. This is always where I like to have my 2 blocks handy on both sides of that front leg, just an option for a little lift, maybe helping to lengthen through the crown of the head. We breathe here, finding length on the inhale, maybe deepening the fold on the exhale. Take as much bend in that front knee as you need. Bringing in one more full breath here. And a nice breath out to walk it forward, plant that left foot. We'll also plant the right palm. On your next breath in, open twist to the left as left hand reaches up. Exhale, left palm back to the earth. Plant both palms here. Step the left toes back to plank and right away send the hips back. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Full breath in and out here. This time we'll shift the body forward, right knee to nose as you step that right foot up between the palms. Maybe this takes a couple steps, no problem, take your time. We'll start to drop that back knee down. Back toes again, option to curl under or come flat on top of that foot. Once you start to feel established here, we'll take a nice full breath in, open through the chest. Sink the hips back, draw the right toes back, come on into your half splits. All right, maybe it's a little different on this side. Cool. Maybe it's not. Cool. So we're just feeling it out again, tapping into the breath, seeing little adjustments that we can make, maybe some soft movement or pulses we can bring into this posture. Let's stick here for one more breath in. On our breath out, we walk it back up to the low lunge. Start to plant that left palm and inhale, right fingertips now, open twist. Exhale, right palm back to the earth. Let's step the right toes back to your plank. Right away, we send the hips back. Exhale, down dog. Full breath in here. And long breath out. Our next breath in bends the knees, takes the gaze forward between the hands, and your exhale walks, hops, or steps you up to the top of your mat, however you choose. Take your next inhale to come up to just a flat back here. Keep it low. Exhaling to fold. And now on your inhale, root to rise, reaching up to tall. Bring those palms together at heart center once again. On your exhale, reestablish here, mountain pose. Just taking these intentional pauses today as we kind of flow through. It's really easy to get into the flow, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. And especially this time of year when things are already starting to unless it's here and it's raining, but dry out and move and get a little more airy. These moments to pause are vital. All right. Cool, cool. Let's take our next breath in here to drop the palms down. Inhale, reach up and overhead. We'll sink down as you're ready to come back into our chair posture. Just pausing here a little longer than we did before. Don't worry, I won't keep you forever. We're diving into the heels, into the hips here. Once you feel grounded, maybe those toes also meet the mat if they're lifted. Just taking one more nice full breath in here. Breath out. Maybe you go down a little further, up to you. We'll take a breath in to come up onto the right toes, pressing into the sole of that left foot. We'll exhale, step the right foot back, coming to high lunge. This can take a few steps. This might even say, hey, let's bring the hands to heart center here, or even to the hips. So get established in your way. Awesome. So wherever we're at here, spiking back through that back heel, sinking into that left thigh. We inhale, reach through those fingertips. On your exhale, open out to the right, plant that back foot down, warrior two. All right. So if we need to make any adjustments with our stance here, go ahead, take the time to do it. Nice and lifted through the crown of the head here, dialing that left inner thigh open and out for one more breath in. And out, nice, nice, nice. Let's take our next breath in to flip the left palm, reaching it forward, up and back. You've got peaceful warrior. Continue to breathe here. Lengthen through the left side body. Nice full breath in. Your breath out dives you forward, extended side angle. So we've got that option to bring left elbow to left thigh, or even left hand to a block. Variations with the arm reaching forward or up. Just here for one more breath in. You got it. Your breath out takes the gaze to the mat. We lower that right hand and plant both palms, framing the left foot. Send the left toes back and send the hips up high, downward facing dog. You can always take that little pause in tabletop if you like, or even child's pose. Coming into your next breath in, let's bend the knees, take the gaze forward. Exhale, make your way back up to the top of the mat. Inhale to rise up just halfway. Exhaling to lower. On the inhale, we root to rise, come right to chair pose here. Sink in a little lower. Continue to breathe, nice full breath in and out. Your next breath in lifts up off the left toes this time. Again, hands can be at heart center here. Just a reminder, as you exhale, step the left toes back, high lunge. You can always grow this pose, so you got the time, you got the space. No rush hitting any marks today. All right, take one more breath in your high lunge. We'll exhale to open out to your warrior two. Take that pause, that little moment to make any adjustments. See what feels different on this side, or maybe not at all. All right, coming back to our breath here on your next inhale as you flip the right palm, reach it forward, up and back. Continuing to sink into that right thigh here. We find that reach, that stretch through the right side body for one more breath in. Palming forward, breath out, extended side angle, your version. Continue to breathe, dial the heart open, maybe take the gaze up or out in front of you, just keeping integrity in the neck here. Taking one more breath in. We'll take that breath out to take the gaze down, left hand down, frame the right foot this time and step the right foot back, plank pose, send the hips straight back, downward facing dog, beautiful. Full breath cycle in and out here. Any little break you need, maybe a little sip of water like me. All right, as that next breath in comes, we bend the knees, take the gaze forward, and start to make our way up to the top of the mat. On your next breath in, little lift on that inhale, and lower on the exhale. We've got this little stint once again, inhaling to reach up to chair. Taking it on the breath, exhale, dive a little deeper. Inhale, this time right toes lift. Exhaling to step the right foot back. You got it. Again, you can pause anywhere. Take this at your pace. Inhaling in once more. Exhaling to open out warrior two on this side. Inhaling, we flip the left palm. You got it. Reaching forward, up and back. Coming into your peaceful warrior. On the exhale, dive it forward, extended side angle. Again, your pace here, it's all good. Inhale, open through the heart. Exhale, come on down, low lunge. Planting the palms, step the right toes back. Nice exhale eventually to send the hips back to your downward facing dog. Pause in your down dog or your tabletop or your child's pose for a nice full breath in and out. We've got this flow one more time, inhaling to bend the knees, take the gaze forward, and exhaling to make your way up to the top of the mat. You're doing great. Inhale, come on up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Last chair, I swear. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, dive in. Lifting off that left heel here. We inhale in. Exhale, start to step it back. High lunge. Inhaling to find lift and length through the front body. Exhaling, opening out to your warrior two. Right away, we'll inhale, flip the right palm, reach it forward, up and back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, come on forward to extended side angle. Pausing here to open through the heart, inhaling in. And exhaling to take it down to the mat, low lunge. Planting the palms, step the left toes back. And this time, let's start to gently lower down to the belly. all the way down. So coming onto the tops of the feet, drawing the palms in line with the rib cage, hugging the elbows, the elbows into the side bodies here. Gaze straight down. Little dynamic cobra. Find your next inhale to gently lift up off the mat, lift the chest. Exhale to lower. 2 more like that. Inhaling, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Gorgeous. Gently pressing yourself through tabletop position. Take your time. Coming to child's pose or extended child's pose. Take your pick. Wherever your intuition's guiding you here, so there's no right or wrong. We allow the forehead to lower to the earth, the heart to rest, the body to rest, and the breath to start to slow. Another opportunity for pause, for observation without judgment. Perhaps a chance to revisit your intention if you set one today. So that nice slow breath here. Feeling the full inhale, the nice long exhale. Allow for one more full breath cycle here. And gently, as you're ready, we'll start to press up nice and slow. If you're in extended child's pose, go ahead, leave the knees wide. If you are not, let's bring big toes to touch, knees as wide as the yoga mat. And we'll walk it forward, palms underneath the shoulders here. So body is sort of in lower half of the body is like extended child's pose. Upper half of the body is in tabletop. So we're gonna do a little thread the needle here. We'll keep that left hand planted where it's at. On your next breath in, starting to open up through the right arm, maybe take the gaze up. Exhale to guide that right hand underneath the bridge of the left arm. Little dynamic motion here. So let's inhale, open back up, press up. Exhale, guide that right hand through. One more like that. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bring the right hand under the left arm, this time resting down on that right ear, that right shoulder. We're finding a place to be active here, just in that left arm, left hand. So we might be pressing left hand into the earth, elbow bent, maybe walking the left fingertips toward the front edge of the mat, or maybe even taking the left palm to the small of the back, the sacrum here. You can try it all out. See if there's something that suits you. Maybe it's a couple postures. Continue to breathe. We're here for one more breath in. On your breath out, your left palm touches the earth, presses you up. We reset, palms underneath the shoulders. And this time, leaving right palm where it's at. Let's go ahead, find that next breath in to reach left hand up and open. Exhaling that left hand under the allowing the hands to fall to rest wherever they land here. As always, especially in postures like this, if we're feeling any sort of pinch or twinge or discomfort, especially in the low back, maybe we pull back an inch or two, raise up. You're still getting a great stretch wherever you're at. Sticking with the breath here. Go ahead and hang with me for one more breath in and out. And slowly pressing back up to your seat. We'll extend that right leg out long and draw the left knee up. Planting the left foot, giving that little bit of space between foot and leg. As you sit up nice and tall, let's start to take the right arm around the left knee, bring the left fingertips behind. You got it. Nice length through the crown here, full inhale. And maybe taking the gaze back, dive in on your exhale. All right, let's take one more breath in here. Releasing on your exhale, come back to center. This time, left foot comes to the inside of the right thigh. Adjust yourself until you feel nice, comfortable, secure, heavy in that left thigh as you turn your attention to that right set of toes and inhale, lift the fingers up. Exhale, hinge forward, reaching up and over that right leg and finding your fold. Perhaps once again, a point of observation, noticing differences in either side of the body. Awesome. Here for one more breath cycle. We slowly start to rise back up, come into your seat. Extend the left leg out long. And from here, we'll plant the soles of the feet on the mat, bent knees. So we've got a couple options to come onto our backs today. And you might be like, I'm just going to go there. And that's totally cool. That's actually one of the options, is just to go ahead and lower. If you'd like a little core activation just to take yourself down, just an option as always. You can always bow out. We might take the hands to the backs of the thighs, start to lift each shin parallel with the mat, a little boat variation. Maybe we're extending one hand open, then the other, maybe not. And we slowly, slowly lower. And that slow lower might take you to a thunk right on the back, and that's okay. Lower down as far as you can until you feel that point where you gotta let go. And release down. And if you roll down to your back, that's cool too. Once we make our way here, let's go ahead, hug the knees in toward the chest. Hands to the shins here. Just a little hug in. We'll keep that right knee hugging in toward the chest. Go ahead, extend your left leg out long. You can allow that full weight of the left leg to meet the mat. As your next inhale comes, hug that right knee up and in. On your exhale, we'll guide right knee across the body toward the left side of the mat, finding a little supine twist here. If it helps to snuggle that left hip in toward the center of your mat, maybe you do so. You can keep left hand on the right knee, or maybe you extend the arms out wide to a T, maybe taking your gaze past the right shoulder. So whatever little adjustments you want to make on this side. All right, gently start to come back to center here. Bringing both knees now into the chest And keep that left one where it's at. We'll kick the right leg out long, letting it rest down. Inhaling to hug the left knee in. Exhaling to draw it across the body toward the right side of the mat. Maybe that little adjustment with the right hip. And taking your version of your twist on this side. Stick with the breath here. Sweet. Only as you're ready, let's start to come back to center once again. Again, drawing both knees up toward the chin, or excuse me, toward the chest. We've got a little option here, just one more bit of core activation. You can keep hugging in if this feels nice, keeping the head lowered, or maybe reaching fingertips to the outer edges of the feet and drawing the nose up toward the knees. Continuing to breathe here, hugging the ribs in, feeling the lower back flush with the mat. If you're lifted, one more breath in. Breath out to lower the head down, shoulders down. We'll kick the soles of the feet up and continue to grab the outer edges of the feet, coming into happy baby. And maybe if this feels kind of wonky today, we might take hands to the inner arches of the feet or even to the backs of the thighs. If a little soft motion side to side feels nice, or kicking one leg out and then the other, you can certainly do so. Or maybe we're drawing tailbone to the earth, feeling that openness through the hips and pelvis. Keeping a gentle tuck in the chin so we're elongating through the back of the neck. And once that feels complete for you, let's go ahead, release the feet, draw the knees back in, and then allow the soles of the feet to come to the mat. Go ahead, bring the soles of the feet together, knees nice and wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe right away the hands rest on the belly, or maybe they come to open palms at the sides of the body. If it feels comfortable here to soften the eyelids, soften the gaze, you're welcome to do so. We're releasing any notion of the inhale, exhale. Allow the breath to be its natural rhythm here. Maybe physically feeling the rise and fall of the belly with each breath. Acknowledging, allowing these moments of quiet, of stillness. Acknowledging their importance just as much as the physical flow. If this is feeling nice in your body, I encourage you to stay right here. You can always transition whenever it feels good for you. If there's anything else your practice needs this morning, maybe it's another little twist or it's another motion, movement, posture, you're absolutely welcome to take that now. And of course, I will never criticize you for coming straight to Shavasana. If you want to kick out one leg and then the other, starting to allow release in the body. So take whatever you need here to eventually come to that space of allowing that release. As always, never a rush. All right. So maybe we're coming to a place of stillness, eyelids closed or heavy. Taking a scan of the body from the top of the head all the way down, eventually to the soles of the feet. And if you find any sticky spots on that scan, maybe a little area that's gripping or tight, you might send a loving breath that direction, encouraging release. Feeling the body supported by the earth, supported by your mat. As you settle in here for these last few beats of our practice, I encourage you to stay present, but not necessarily active. So finding that delicate balance of release and allowing and letting go, but also staying with the body, staying with that breath. All right, nice and slow, starting to come back to the breath here. Nice and slow as always. So we're gently coming back into the body. You're always welcome to stay here as long as time will allow. If you're ready to get kicking, maybe you start to find a little gentle motion in the fingertips and toes. You might rock side to side on the back of the head. Maybe increasing some of those motions to include wrist circles or ankle circles. And always that invitation, if you want a nice full body stretch, maybe reaching arms up and overhead, pointing and flexing the feet, any motion that feels nice. And taking your time eventually to come onto one side of the body, whichever side suits you best here. Take that little pause, at least one full breath in and out before you start to rise up, to press up. Again, you're welcome to stay on the earth as long as you like, but just this option here if you wish to finish in a seat today. I'll meet you there, eyes closed or heavy. Sitting up nice and tall. Perhaps taking a few of these notions here with our practice today off the mat. In times of transition, these opportunities to allow for pause, but to also flow, whatever that means for you. Flow with the day, flow with the moment, flow with the person. And as we finish out today, an invitation to bring hands to heart, center Anjali Mudra, just an opportunity to first show gratitude to yourself for taking this time, for taking care, and also my gratitude to you for sharing in this practice of your time and your energy and being a part of this community. It's such a pleasure to see you again. Let's do it again. All my best to you. I send you my peace in this season ahead. Thank you for being here.